Welcome to Weekend Update from Death Curse Society for April 26, 2024. Every Friday, we run down all the horror news that you need to know. Sorry we're a little late with this today, but I had an airport pickup. You know what I mean. You've had to do it before. Anyway, I'm Red Crank. Let's get to the news. 25 years after the release of the original Blair Witch Project, Lionsgate and Blumhouse have recently announced a reboot coming in the near future. The original stars of the movie are now speaking out about the disrespect and classless treatment they've felt for the last quarter century while the studios pocketed the money. In a Facebook post on April 11th, Joshua Leonard, one of the original film stars, said, "I'm so proud of our little punk rock movie, and I love the fans who keep the flames burning. But at this point, it's 25 years of disrespect from the folks who have pocketed the lion's share, pun intended, of the profits from our work. And that feels both icky and classless." Leonard, along with his co-stars Heather Donahue and Michael C. Williams, later released the following joint statement. "Our asks of Lionsgate, from Heather, Michael, and Josh, stars of the Blair Witch Project. 1. Retroactive plus future residual payments to Heather, Michael, and Josh for acting services rendered in the original Blair Witch Project, equivalent to the sum that would have been allotted through SAG-AFTRA had we had proper union or legal representation when the film was made. 2. Meaningful consultation on any future Blair Witch reboot, sequel, prequel, toy, game, ride, escape room, etc., in which one could reasonably assume that Heather, Michael, and Josh's names and or likenesses will be associated for promotional purposes in the public sphere. Note, our film has now been rebooted twice. Both times were a disappointment from a fan box office critical perspective. Neither of these films were made with significant creative input from the original team. As the insiders who created the Blair Witch and have been listening to what fans love and want for 25 years, we're your single greatest, yet thus far unutilized secret weapon. 3. The Blair Witch Grant, a $60,000 grant, the budget of our original movie, paid out yearly by Lionsgate to an unknown, aspiring genre filmmaker to assist in making their first feature film. This is a grant, not a development fund. Hence, Lionsgate will not own any of the underlying rights to the project." Ooh, that's a weighty ask right there. Will the team at Lionsgate, who currently hold the rights to the film, and Blumhouse respect their terms, or just move forward with the already announced reboot? Only time will tell, but we will be watching closely to see how this pans out. Fuzz on the Lens, the production team behind the Terrifier films, is branching out with Stream, coming to theaters August 21st, 2024, and featuring an all-star cast. The cast includes many familiar faces from the horror world, including Tony Todd, Jeffrey Combs, Danielle Harris, Tim Reed, Dee Wallace, Mark Holton, Felissa Rose, Daniel Roebuck, Dave Sheridan, Terry Alexander, David Howard Thornton, Damian Maffei, and more. The film is directed by Michael Levy and features makeup effects by Damien Leone himself. When Roy and Elaine Keenan realize their family is drifting apart, they decide that something needs to be done. Roy forces his work to take a back seat, and they seize the opportunity to recreate a vacation from their past. A peaceful stay in a quaint hotel is just what they need. However, that is not what is in store for them. With 4 deranged murderers patrolling the seemingly mundane halls, the odds are definitely not in the Keenan family's favor. Roy must fight for his life and those of his family as their simple weekend getaway truly turns into a vacation to die for. We reported a few months back about an Evil Dead spin-off movie coming from Infested director Sebastian Vanacek, and Deadline reports this week that a second film is also in the works. Ghost House Pictures has teamed with Francis Galuppi to write and direct his own Evil Dead film based on an original story that the novice director brought to Sam Raimi. Obviously, we have no plot details since the project is in pre-production, but we will stay on top of this story for updates as they develop. What happened in the Bramford apartment building before Rosemary Woodhouse moved in to give birth to the Antichrist? We may find out soon in a Rosemary's Baby prequel called Apartment 7A, coming to Paramount Plus later this year. Natalie Erica James will direct and co-write the film, which will star Julia Garner, Diane Wiest, and Jim Sturgis. Garner will play a struggling young dancer who suffers a devastating injury. She finds herself drawn in by dark forces when a peculiar, well-connected older couple promises her a shot at fame. Expect Apartment 7A to arrive on Paramount Plus for the Halloween season. Russell Crowe is returning to fight demons, but not in a sequel to The Pope's Exorcist. Yet. The Exorcism opens in theaters June 7th, 2024, and we got the trailer this week. According to Deadline, The Exorcism follows Anthony Miller, played by Crowe, a troubled actor who begins to unravel while shooting a supernatural horror film. His estranged daughter wonders if he's slipping back into his past addictions or if there's something more sinister at play. The film was previously titled The Georgetown Project and is co-written and directed by Joshua John Miller. Kevin Williamson also serves as a producer on the film, which will begin streaming on Shudder later this year. Following in her father's footsteps, Aishana Night Shyamalan will release her feature debut, The Watchers, June 14th, 2024. We've seen the teaser for the last few weeks, but the full trailer dropped this week and gave us very few hints as to what to expect. Mina, played by Dakota Fanning, a 28-year-old artist, gets stranded in an expansive, untouched forest in Western Ireland. When Mina finds shelter, she unknowingly becomes trapped alongside three strangers who are watched and stalked by mysterious creatures each night. M. Night Shyamalan serves as a producer on the film. Based on a true story, The Ritual will feature two prominent actors, Al Pacino and Dan Stevens, as two priests, one questioning his faith and one reckoning with a troubled past, who must put aside their differences to save a possessed young woman through a difficult and dangerous series of exorcisms. Co-written and directed by David Meidel, the film tells an authentic portrayal of Emma Schmidt, an American woman whose demonic possession culminated in harrowing exorcisms. Her case remains the most thoroughly documented exorcism in American history. The film will be released by XYZ Films in 2025. In a strange case of life imitating art, David Dastmalchian is following up his critically acclaimed role in Late Night with the Devil by becoming a talk show host for Grave Conversations, a weekly show exclusively on Instagram which debuted this week. It gets even weirder, as Grave Conversations promises viewers an unforgettable journey into the depths of the human existence, while Dastmalchian guides his guests through discussions that delve into personal reflections on mortality, legacy, and the afterlife, all while lying down in Titan caskets. Whew. Guests for the first 3 episodes of the innovative talk show include Kate Siegel, Mike Flanagan, and Matthew Lillard. Follow the show at their official Instagram account, Grave Conversations, and enjoy the weirdness. And that wraps up this edition of Weekend Update. As always, for more news and information, please visit our new and improved website, deathcursesociety.com. We update the site almost daily with news, reviews, film releases, convention information, and more. Stay on top of all the news in horror by following the website and all of our social media. On the next Monday Maniacs, we're still on a little bit of that Abigail high, so we're going to rank our favorite kid vampires. Will the ballerina vampire make the list or fall just short? Join us live Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and be part of the conversation. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.